What if the greatest act of love in history happened on the darkest night of all? A night of betrayal, pain, and sacrifice. This is the story of how Jesus gave his life for you and me. It was the final evening. Jesus sat with his 12 disciples in an upper room. The oil lamps flickered softly. He took the bread, broke it, and said,
"Take this and eat it. This is my body given for you." What does he mean? "This is my blood poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins."
Then he took the cup and said, "This is my blood poured out for the forgiveness of sins. Do this in remembrance of me." The disciples didn't fully understand yet, but this night would change everything. Jesus told them, "Tonight all of you will desert me. For the scriptures say, God will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I rise from the dead, I will go ahead of you to Galilee." Peter boldly declared, "Even if everyone else deserts you, I will never desert you." Jesus looked at him and said, "I tell you the truth, Peter, before the rooster crows tonight, you will deny 3 times that you even know me." Peter insisted, "Even if I have to die with you, I will never deny you." And all the other disciples said the same. They arrived at a garden called Gethsemane. Jesus said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there to pray." He took Peter, James, and John with him. Then he became deeply distressed and said, "My soul is crushed with grief to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." Jesus went a little farther, fell with his face to the ground, and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup of suffering be taken away from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done."
"Let this cup pass from me, yet not my will, but yours be done."
He prayed so intensely that his sweat fell like drops of blood. 3 times Jesus returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. Each time he woke them gently and asked them to pray.
Stay awake with me
Then the
even 1
moment
hour?
came. Torches appeared in the darkness. A large crowd, armed with swords and clubs, came marching into the garden, led by Judas. Judas walked straight to Jesus, greeted him with, "Rabbi,"
"Do you betray the Son of Man with a kiss?"
and kissed him the signal to arrest him. The soldiers seized Jesus. Peter pulled out his sword and cut off the ear of the high priest's servant. Jesus immediately stopped him and said, "Put your sword away. Those who live by the sword will die by the sword." Then Jesus said to the crowd, "Why did you come with swords and clubs as if I were a dangerous criminal? Every day I was teaching in the temple, and you didn't arrest me." But this is all happening to fulfill the scriptures. At that moment, all the disciples deserted him and ran away. They took Jesus to the house of Caiaphas, the high priest. False witnesses came forward and lied about him. Finally, the high priest asked, "Are you the Messiah, the Son of God?"
"Are you the Son of God?"
"I am."
Jesus answered, "You have said it, and one day you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of God." The high priest tore his clothes and shouted, "Blasphemy! He deserves to die!" They began to spit on Jesus, beat him, and slap him. Meanwhile, Peter was sitting outside in the courtyard. A servant girl said, "You were with Jesus!" Peter denied it. Another girl said the same. Peter denied it again. Later, some men said, "You must be one of them. We can tell by your accent." Peter swore, "I don't know the man." Then the rooster crowed. Peter remembered Jesus' words and went out weeping bitterly. The next morning they took Jesus to Pilate, the governor. Pilate asked, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered, "You have said so." Pilate found no fault in him, but the crowd kept shouting, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Pilate washed his hands and gave in to the crowd. The soldiers whipped Jesus, placed a crown of thorns on his head, and gave him a heavy cross to carry. Step by painful step, Jesus walked through the streets to Golgotha. There they nailed him to the cross between two criminals. As the sky grew dark, Jesus prayed, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." One criminal mocked him. The other said,
Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Truly, you will be with me in paradise.
Jesus replied, "Today you will be with me in paradise." Then Jesus cried out, "My God, my God, why have you forsaken me?" A little later, with his final breath, he declared, "It is finished." The earth shook. The temple curtain tore from top to bottom. Jesus had done it. He had paid the price for every sin. A man named Joseph took Jesus' body, wrapped it in linen, and placed it in a new tomb. A large stone was rolled across the entrance. It looked like the end. But 3 days later, the greatest miracle in history was about to happen. This is the greatest act of love the world has ever known. If you were touched by this powerful story of sacrifice and love, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to experience more inspiring Bible stories, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload.
Could you
Thank you
not
for
stay
watching.
awake with me even 1 hour?